secured entrepreneurs. 𝐸 did it to me again. 𝐸 sends Miss Aurorah this article about the Internal Revenue Service, our friends over there, stating that they are going to crack down on 1,600 millionaires. And they named a number of partnerships, these individuals that they plan to investigate for back taxes. Okay, so they're saying that these individuals actually owe the money, right? And so this goes along with many of the questions that you all are emailing Miss Aurorah, and I thank you for emailing. Please continue to do so at info@𝐼RSconsulting.com. Many of the questions have been about a lot of these things that you're reading on how the Internal Revenue Service is now using AI to track and hunt people, right? And they have this whole thing about really taxing wealthy individuals who they say should be paying tax when they aren't paying tax. So in this video, I'm going to get into this particular article and break down, simply that a lot of it is a farce. Miss Aurorah is telling you today, a lot of that is a farce, and I'm going to tell you why. Okay, so can we do it? All right. So for those of you who do not know who I am Miss Aurorah Dey, and this is the Secured Entrepreneur Movement. All right, now, secured entrepreneurs, here is the article from CNBC. This was published back on September the 8th. It says the IRS plans to crack down on 1,600 millionaires to collect millions of dollars in back taxes. Okay, so the first thing that Miss Aurorah will tell you, anytime we're talking about back taxes, that means that these are taxes that are owed, right? We all know that. We all know that back taxes more than likely means that somebody did a filing and there was tax owed that was never paid. That's what it really is supposed to mean, according to the Internal Revenue Service, okay? So now it says, the IRS announced on Friday it is launching an effort. It is launching an effort to aggressively pursue 1,600 millionaires and 75 large business partnerships that owe hundreds of millions of dollars in past due taxes. Pause. Secured entrepreneurs, how do you suppose that the Internal Revenue Service has allowed hundreds of millions of dollars in taxes to be past due? Whose chain is being yanked? Whose chain is being yanked? Now, Ms. Aurorah has told the secured entrepreneurs many times how people have gone for years, can go for years without filing anything, make multi-millions of dollars, and the Internal Revenue Service will not take a look at them. Why? Well, they never volunteer the filing. So as long as you don't volunteer the filing, according to the Internal Revenue Service, they really cannot get into your affairs. The Internal Revenue Service on IRS.gov, Ms. Aurorah can't make any of this up. They ask us to report any earnings that we make over $600. They ask us to do it. Read the language clearly and carefully. They're asking us to do that, okay? Now, they have to give the ask simply because remember that the Internal Revenue Service is taxing on earned income. So for many individuals who work on jobs. They work for people and they get a paycheck. Well, we already know that federal, Social Security, all these other FICA, all that stuff comes out of the check first, and your state tax comes out of the check first. So you're getting left with what was taken from you. And then you nicely volunteer another thing with the Internal Revenue Service when you file your taxes, okay, at the end of the year. And a majority of people are actually doing it because they're hoping to get a refund, not realizing or acknowledging or astute enough to know that you're getting back what you already earned anyway. You're getting back, they have taken the money, they have earned interest on the money, they have made money, you did not. Okay, so let's be very clear on what's really going on with that. All right, so let us go on. The IRS Commissioner Daniel Werfel said that with a boost in federal funding and the help of artificial intelligence tools, the agency has new means of targeting wealthy people who have cut corners on their taxes. Pause for the first part. Now, to answer a lot of the emails, I'm going to be in agreement with most of you who were saying you really don't understand why they're even bothering with this, because we still have a very large homeless population. We still have needs and concerns in this country that have yet to be addressed. Yet, when people are paying their taxes, the money, we see the money's going to other countries. We see the money is going to support other countries and other things that really don't affect us in our communities, that really don't, shake a stick at what's really happening in this country. All right. And so I do agree that you would need to really know, if you're like most people, they take a lot of pride in saying, I pay my taxes. Like, these people, okay? They love to say that, right? So that means that they have to be accountable. They have to take into account what's happening with their tax paying dollars. They have to be aware of what's going on in their county, who their county officials are, who the sheriff is, who the judges are, who the politicians are. Like, you have to be on top of all of that to really see where your state taxes are going, and to understand, what's going on with you federally. You have to really be on the up and up as to what your government is doing, okay, in your state, for your state, the country as a whole, and we already see what's really going on internationally with monies being sent other places when we do have things that need to be addressed here, okay? So let's go on. If you pay your taxes on time, it should be particularly frustrating when you see that wealthy filers are not. So we got a whole hate sentence right there. We got a whole hate sentence, and it's appealing to people who feel overworked, underpaid, overtaxed, totally hot about the fact that they have not taken any initiative to be a wealthy person. So let us hate wealthy people. If you pay your taxes on time, it should be particularly frustrating when you see that wealthy filers are not. Werfel told reporters in a call previewing the announcement. Okay, so let's rile all these poor people up who are mad as I don't know what, that they go to jobs that they hate, okay, and they're not really making any money, but yet they're taxed to life, while people who are making money are paying next to nothing. Let's rile these people up, okay? He said 1,600 millionaires who owe at least $250,000 each in back taxes, and 75 large business partnerships that have assets of roughly 10 billion on average are targeted for the new compliance efforts. Pause. So that means that they already know who these 1,600 millionaires are. These 1,600 millionaires have been on the radar. They have filed a tax return because we're able to say these are back taxes. These are taxes that they owe. We have some documentation to prove that they owe at least $250,000 each in back taxes. And then there are 75 large business partnerships that have assets of roughly 10 billion on average that they're targeting. So these individuals have volunteered some type of filing. So the Internal Revenue Service knows that, oh, hey, I think you owe us something. Now, why has it been difficult for them to collect? Well, let's go here, secured entrepreneurs, because we all know that the Internal Revenue Service allows for things, for exemptions, for tax deferral for very long periods of time, tax deferral indefinitely. There's nothing illegal about it. So I have to now wonder, what is the purpose of even putting this out there? Is it to appease some people? Is it to, to me, it's a creative farce, okay? Werfel said, a massive hiring effort and AI research tools developed by IRS employees. Who are these IRS employees who developed AI research tools? Okay. Werfel said a massive hiring effort and AI research tools developed by IRS employees and contractors are playing a big role in identifying wealthy tax dodgers. And see, this is a hot word. It's a hot word to say they're a dodger. That's really calling somebody out. Remember back in the day when people did not want to be drafted into the war, they were dodgers. The agency is making an effort to showcase positive results from its burst of new funding under President Joe Biden's Democratic administration as Republicans in Congress look to claw back some of that money. You have to ask yourself what that's about. What is that about? New tools are helping us see patterns and trends that we could not see before. And as a result, we have higher confidence on where to look and find where large partnerships are shielding income. Pay attention, secured entrepreneurs. They are looking to find large partnerships that are shielding income. Pause. The secured entrepreneurs know that the Internal Revenue Service is taxing you on earned income. So we already know that we don't have any business earning an income. We don't have any business taking money in our names. We already know that commerce tells us how to conduct ourselves properly via legal entities. Oh no, I don't owe any tax because nobody paid me anything. Nobody paid me anything. Also, if you must do it, the Internal Revenue Service says you can exempt yourself from taxation for a whole year. If you want to go the whole year and exempt yourself from taxes, they allow you to do that. Ms. Aurorah cannot make this up. It's on IRS.gov. Please go check it out. Let's not play boo-boo the fool, okay? A team of academic economists and IRS researchers in 2021 found that the top 1% of U.S. income earners fail to report more than 20% of their earnings to the IRS. Now, at no time are you going to read that that's illegal. At no time are you going to read that that is illegal, because it's not, according to the Internal Revenue Service, IRS.gov. Start getting into those publications, people. Okay, read what they're telling people. The newly announced tax collection effort will begin as soon as October. We're in the fourth quarter, people. So I find it very interesting. We have more hiring to do, Werfel said. It's going to be a very busy fall for us. The federal tax collector gained the enhanced ability to identify tax delinquents with resources provided by the Inflation Reduction Act. I wonder how they plan on reducing inflation by supposedly taxing millionaire people who owe back taxes. Collecting that money it's going to reduce inflation. How? It just, you have to be a new fool to fall for a lot of this stuff. Like, they really are appealing to people who do not have thinking skills, critical thinking skills. Like, okay, which Biden signed into law in August of 2022. The agency was in line for an $80 billion infusion under the law, but that money is vulnerable to potential cutbacks by Congress. Does that surprise anybody? Does that surprise anybody? House Republicans built a $1.4 billion reduction to the IRS into the debt ceiling and budget cuts package passed by Congress this summer. The White House said that the debt deal also has a separate agreement to take $20 billion from the IRS over the next 2 years and divert that money to other non-defense programs. Okay. What say you, secured entrepreneurs? Because I definitely feel that if the programs actually help people, then the $20 billion needs to go to these programs that help people. Maybe some of these people who actually need education, information, okay, training, whatever it is, makes more sense to do that than to go after people or try to claim that you're going to go after people, because I'm really not believing that. Okay. With the threat of a government shutdown looming and a dispute over spending levels, there is the potential for additional cuts to the agency. Now, we keep reading these articles where the IRS has said many times they're on a hiring freeze. They're not hiring any of these people. This thing is not happening. And we already know that you can call up the Internal Revenue Service all you want to. All you're doing is reading the publication right along with the representative. That representative cannot help you worth a doggone. And if you get one of these people who come out talking about they're going to audit you, right? And I've seen this with my own two eyes. I've been with clients while we have done this. Shut the auditor down, because the auditor did not even know what was in the publication. Okay, this is the return right here. This is what it says right here. Why is your math not mathing? What's going on with you over there? Because this is what it is. And then the auditor had to say, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. They don't know anything. And I hate that. I don't mean to be offensive to anybody. I really don't. I'm just speaking the truth that a majority of these people, like any place else, these people take a job. They take a job. They do not care. Do you think that they feel well coming to work every day and having to go out and talk to people, okay, who make way more money than them, okay? All these things that comes with a job, they feel that way as well. Okay, if you go to a job that you don't like and you know that you're being overworked and underpaid and all that, and you feel all these disgruntled ways, they feel the same way. And believe me, they are gunning to, try to find that you owe them some extra money. To me, those employees are no different than the employees at the Department of Motor Vehicle. Okay. We all know you are dreading having to go in that place because all those employees are disgruntled. Let's not let Miss Aurorah not do that. Comment below. Secured entrepreneurs, comment below. What in the heaven do you think is really going to go on here? Is the Internal Revenue Service actually going to hire all these people, use all this AI, all this stuff? And once again, as the secured entrepreneurs know, you have to put them in your business first. You got to put them in your business first. If you are not an employee, then you don't have any reason to be an income earner. Okay? You can be a business owner. You don't have to be an employee earning an income that's taxable. Let's think about it. All right, that's what Miss Aurorah wants to share in this video. You already know you can find me, Miss Aurorah Dey, at AurorahDayConsulting.com. And until next time, ta-ta.